Hi there, welcome to Town Talks. Today I'm going to be doing a deck profile of one of my Yu-Gi-Oh decks. It's quite a new one for me. It's a very cheap one that's a really budget deck and it's really fun. This is the Ultimate Athletes deck, or UA. They are really cool. They've got really good OTK potential. The deck's not quite complete. I don't have an extra deck sorted for it because it doesn't actually need one. You don't focus on the extra deck at all. Like if you put together an extra deck, it's to deal with issues, and I just haven't put one together for it. I will do, and I'll do another profile when the deck's 100% complete, but this is just where I'm at the moment, so I'll just go on to the deck profile then. Okay, Ultimate Athletes, really good deck. I'll start off with the UA monster cards and then go into the other monsters, onto spells, etc. Okay, our first monster, this is our key monster. It's really important for the deck. Not running into it means you're in for a bad time. This is Ultimate Athlete Midfielder. Sorry about the light there. Midfielder, really good card. Its effect, right? Same with all UA cards, they all have this special summon effect. You can bounce a UA back to your hand to special summon it. Okay, so you bounce UA back to your hand to special summon it from your hand. Okay, so you just bounce UA from the field back to your hand to special summon it. Its other effect, this particular card can bounce another UA card back to your, during either player's turn, back to your hand to special summon a UA card with a different name. One other restriction on UA cards, you can't bounce the same card back to your hand to special summon a card with the same name. So I couldn't bounce a UA midfielder to special summon a midfielder. The cards don't let you do that, but yeah, that's midfielder. Midfielder is very important. It's one of the main engines for the deck. I'll explain how that works properly in a little bit. Next up, this is one of the big key cards to the deck. It's the deck's Archimedes. This is UA, Slugger, right? Slugger is really cool. The Mighty Slugger. His effect, during when this unit attacks, your opponent can't activate effects until the end of the damage step. So effectively it's Archimedes. Your opponent can't activate traps in response to an attack, they can't activate flip effects, they can't activate effects that activate in the graveyard when a monster is destroyed by battle. It just stops effects. It's really potent, and it, as with the other ones, it has the same special summon effect, and all the special summon effects can only be activated once per turn. Okay, next up, this is a free of at the moment just because I've got 3 copies of this and I don't have other copies of the other UA cards. I want to drop this down to a 1 of or a 2 of, probably a 2 of, just because I found use for quite often. This is UA Goalkeeper. Anyone that's played UA before knows this is the Stardust Spark Dragon. Once per turn, once during your opponent's turn, you can stop one of your UA monsters from being destroyed once. Okay, so it counts as a extra life effectively for one of your monsters. Also, it's one of your big defender cards. It's got 2/8 defense. The general playstyle with UA is you drop your big attacker, then you bounce it back to your hand for a big defender. Next up, these are the one-offs at the moment just because I only got 1 of them. We have 1 back blocker. Block backer, sorry. It sounds like it should be back blocker, but it's block backer. His effect is during your opponent's turn, when they special summon a monster once per turn, you can change its battle position and then it loses its effect completely. It's one of your big defenders. It's one of your lock cards effectively. There's a 3 card lock, which will be the next card to come up, and these 2. This card is just incredible because against the likes of Shadows and things like that, you just negate their Shadow. They can't do anything. You just special summon this, and then on their turn they try and special summon anything and negate it. Really good card. I will bump it up to 2 once I've gotten another copy, but everyone seems to be getting them at my local, so I haven't got another copy of it yet. This is a 1 of. Yet again, it's because I just don't have another copy. This is going to become a 2 of. UA Perfect Ace, or Perfect Ass, if you've seen a German version of it. Its effect is when it's on the field during your opponent's turn and you activate a card or effect, you can discard a card to negate it. So effectively it's just a negate, 100% negate at the cost of a card from your hand. I want it at 2. I may actually go 2 goalkeeper, 2 block backer, and 2 perfects, because I run 1 Redux. I run Redux just because it's an extra card, all the cards are Earth. I want to swap this for another one of my UAs. This will be swapped for a back blocker, and one of the goalkeepers will be swapped for a perfect ace. This card's just there for, if you've lost most of your UA monsters, you can drop this and another Earth monster to special summon a monster from your graveyard, so it's there just as a monster reborn effect. No other real reason to use it. Next, this is a big engine card for the deck. Like, everyone should know this card by now. It's Summon a Monk, special summon level 4 by discarding a spell. It's important for the deck because you need to get your midfielders. As long as you can get one of the cards out at some point, as long as you get 1 UA monster going, it generally starts to really roll off there. Okay, next, this is a very odd choice, but I use it because it can search out my deck for cards which I'm after, like it can get me on my perfect ace, things like that. 2 Giant Rat. It's pretty much a bad card in general for most decks, but because you can special summon the UA with it, which can turn into a steroid with its field spell, which I'll get to in a second, it's generally just quite a useful card. I would prefer to swap it out for Justice Bringer. It's an effect negator, or just keep it in. It's actually just been very useful. I was really surprised when I ran it. I just ran it because I needed an extra card. I didn't know what to put in at the time, so I just ran the card and it seemed to work. Right, next up we'll go on to our spell cards. We'll start off with the UAs. First up we have a UA field spell. This is UA Stadium. UA Stadium's effect, when you normal summon a UA monster once per turn, I believe it's once per turn. Whenever you normal summon a UA monster, so if you run double summon you get this effect twice, you can search your deck for a UA monster and add it to your hand, so it's a free searcher. You play this, you play a UA monster, going to be in midfielder most of the time when you normal summon midfielder, and you get a free UA card back to your hand. Next up, a big equip spell for the deck. It's very important to run this because it's really good. UA Powered Jersey. This has got a ridiculously broken effect. Like, it's stupidly good. You gain 1000 attack and 1000 defense while the monster equipped to this is equipped with it. Then, if it destroys a monster by battle, you can attack again. Also, if you deal battle damage while battling a monster, the damage is doubled. And the way this card works is, first one will double it. The second one will add that bonus again. A third one would add that bonus again. So for each one, you times it, you gain an extra load of the damage. So that would be times by 2, times by 3, times by 4. You stack up the damage. Also, it's got a downside effect of if a monster is equipped with this card during a standby phase, banish that monster. It won't be, because of the other effect of Powered Jersey, when a monster equipped with this card is bounced back to your hand. Bounce UA Powered Jersey as well, so you basically use the UA special summon effects to bounce it back to your hand, set up your defensive plays. I do want to run the other UA card, but I just don't have any, as my locals has run out of them at the moment. So in its place for now, I'm running 2 Feast of the Wilds level 5, special summon 2 level 5s from your hand or graveyard, and they can't attack and they lose their effects. It's therefore you special summon them, then you bounce them back to your hand to get the effects, just to gain the cards again, making them useful. Also, it's useful for now while I'm waiting to try and get the cards which I need for it. Next up, I am running 3 MSTs. There's a lot of annoying back row at the moment, so they've got the likes of Shadows and Shadol Cores, etc, etc. You've also got your Burning Lakes and the Cliffort Tools, anything like that, any of the Pendulum decks, anything which relies on having a back row, you need them. You need the MSTs, it's a staple nowadays. Next, it's something big just because with the way that some of the cards are running at the moment, like you've got Aclefort Killer, it can't be affected by spells and stuff, so you can't affect it. But as this card doesn't affect, it just allows you to use it. This is quite an interesting card. Monarch Stormforth, because you have lots of high levels, it's useful to be able to tribute your opponent's monsters. In fact, you can tribute annoying monsters like Killer and your Killers, your Winders, your Constructs, anything like that. You can just tribute it off, and it just makes the deck run so much more smoothly. As a card, I really like it anyway, because being able to tribute your opponent's monsters is a strong effect. Next up, we got 2 Reasoning. Reasoning's just here because it allows you to special summon. Most of the time when you play Reasoning, people declare level 4. Level 4 being the big main level of most decks at the moment, unless you're playing against Cliff Forts, in which case you declare like level 6, I believe. Things like that. It's just one of the big levels, and because of that, you play Reasoning. First turn, they'll declare level 4. You reveal one of your level 5 or higher UAs, and you special summon it. Just good to do that. And then if you end up dropping any of your other cards to the graveyard, there are ways to get them back in if you really need to. Next, I've got a few one-offs. This will be Terraforming, searching out your UA Stadium. It's quite important to be able to find this, because UA Stadium is like a key card to the deck. Without pulling your Stadium, you're going to have issues. We've got 1 Snatch Steal. Snatch Steal is a really good card. It's really ridiculously good, so not running it is a bit of a waste in almost any deck. And 1 Book of Moon. Running Book of Moon because it's a good card, etc. I would actually like to drop a couple of these cards just so I can add in Rota, but I haven't actually got any Rotas at the moment. I would, if I could, drop one of the Monarch Stormforth for a Rota, and probably one of my trap cards for a Rota. At the moment I'm running 2 Fiendish Chain. It's very good. Its effects are big at the moment, so running Fiendish Chain is just good in general. 1 Bottomless. Bottomless is bottomless, not much to say. Compulse. Compulse has actually got multiple effects in this set. You can compulse one of your UA monsters that's equipped with UA Power Jersey to get the bounce effect of UA Power Jersey. So it bounces, UA Power Jersey bounces. It's really actually quite ridiculous. So you can keep the card on the monster on the field and have this set, and then bounce it at the end of your opponent's turn to be able to stop your card from being banished. It's just really good. And this is the card I'll probably be swapping out for a Rota, because I want to run 2 Rota. Solemn Warning. People would say, but you've got to run Solemn Warning. This deck doesn't care what you summon. To be perfectly honest, this deck doesn't really care about a lot. It's mostly it gets going and then it OTKs you. Slugger makes that happen, so Perfect Ace negates things. Any special summons, you've got block backer to negate their effects, change the battle positions, make them useless. Just generally the deck doesn't care about Solemn Warning, so I'm only running it for now because it's what I'm running. I will be getting rid of it at some point because I need to get the Rotas in there. Without Rota, it's really hard to get your midfielders. Other than that, I can't really say much about the deck. It's very fun. You OTK ridiculously well with a combination of the wonderful Power Jersey being ridiculously good and the UA Mighty Slugger. Because you can't activate effects when this card attacks, it means they can't stop you attacking with your powered up Jersey. So this is a 33. If they have if you're playing against Light Swans, if they put a Luma in attack position, you win on that turn, pretty much. UA Power Jersey combined with this, if you have the field and you special summoned, that's a 2/8. You equip, that's a 3/8. That attacks at a Luma, it doubles the damage, so that's a 5/6 damage. Then you get to attack again, so you attack straight through. They can't activate anything in response, so they don't really get a choice about this. So you pretty much just won. You just OTK that easily. Just Slugger plus Power Jersey, you win the game. There's not much else I can say about the deck. It's very one-dimensional about how it plays, but it can deal with almost everything. It's pretty much an anti-meta deck that if you take the time to actually build it, to actually play it, it's really strong. And for example, today I did some playtesting against some people. First up, I played against an Exodia deck. It didn't actually do anything. It was Exodia. I OTK'd. Enough said. I then played against a Yugioh deck. I OTK'd that. I OTK'd it against because you can't activate the effect of Yugioh Geigen XG because of the Archimedes effect. I then did the same thing to a Cliffort deck, and I've also done the same thing to a Shadol deck as well. The deck just destroys meta decks because they rely a lot on being able to react to stuff or having an effect that means that they can do something. But the ability to just stop reactions from happening and be able to just go, no, you can't do that, it's huge. And because of that, this deck it runs beyond incredible, and I recommend you build it. I imagine the price will go up as soon as people start playing the deck, because this deck is too good. Once I finish fine-tuning it and I've got the complete build sorted, I will do another profile. And sorry about the lighting, I've moved around a bit, so light is in a slightly different place. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the deck. I recommend you build it. Extra deck wise, the only cards which you really need in the extra deck are a Roach. I said yes, Roach to deal with those higher level cards which you don't think you'll be able to deal with. Gandiva, because that deals with the lower level cards. That's important, so it deals with the special summons here. You also need Adris, and also the Evigishki Meriggeist, because putting stuff back into the deck's useful. Just general level 4s, general level 6s, level 7 as well you can do, because you've got run 2 block backers. Level 6 as well you can do, but level 5 is your big one, and level 4 as well. So that's my deck profile. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And